Hello everybody, this is Jill with Greenwood Girl Cards. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to come on really quick and share the design team kit that I got from Adornit and from Dianna Marcum's beautiful art for the wonderful kits that are coming out with Adornit featuring her illustrations. And I'm very excited to be a part of the design team with my friend Cynthia, my friend Dee, my friend Jen, and my friend Marilyn. And we all get to showcase these beautiful products for all of you. And I'm very, very excited to be part of the team. And so I just thought I would come on really quick and show you what they sent. And I think a lot of the other designers have already done this, but I just thought for anyone that maybe hasn't seen them, I would go ahead and show them. So they sent us some paints. They sent us this little portable watercolor set, as well as some watercolor pencils, which is what I use both, but I do tend to use my pencils a lot, both to highlight stamped images that I've colored with Copics, as well as sometimes I will do just some tip coloring by just taking a wet paintbrush and just touching the tip of a watercolor pencil. So there's lots of ways to use products, you know, and it was very sweet of them to include watercolors. I'll add these to the other watercolor products that I already own. But I thought this one was kind of unique in that it is very portable, and it's a set of these 4 different sets of watercolors. So I'll open this up so you can see all the different palettes. And I haven't swatched these ones yet. I did swatch the pencils that they sent. But I will do a swatch card for these eventually also. So very excited to have these, and it was very sweet of them to include these for us in the design team package. So I think it's Marilyn, I think, did a completely separate video where she went over how she swatched them as well as how she marked them. One of the things about the pencil specifically is that they don't have, most watercolor pencils come with a number, an identification, and so these do not have that. So if you're someone that likes to swatch and know exactly what color you're getting when you pick up a pencil, you can add a number to the ends of it with a permanent marker, you know, and just number them and then swatch them out so that you know which color corresponds to the, you know, to the swatch that you've done. So, but for those of you that don't really use swatches and you just go by the tip and you kind of just wing it, it's great. You can use these no problem, and it's very easy to add the number if you want it. So, and I do think it's a rainbow of beautiful colors. So I definitely will add these to my existing sets. And this is going to be a fun thing to have for travel watercolors. So thank you for including those. That's so sweet. And if you're interested in purchasing them, they are available on the Adornit website. And then, of course, we have the beautiful stamps. So you can see here some of the stamps that are on their website currently. This beautiful recipe image is one of my favorites. If you're making recipe albums or even just a little you know, recipe card flip where you're giving someone a set of recipes, you could do this as the front of the flip and then have your recipes behind it. And you just use an O-ring to attach them. But lots of different ideas for recipe album covers, and we are going to be doing a special hashtag for Dianna Marcum recipe albums that you can all participate in as you get your stamps and you start creating. And Marilyn G did a kickoff on her channel of that, and I will link her video down below. So we'll be hopefully all sharing projects with that over the course of the 12 months of kits and the 12 months of these beautiful, beautiful recipe stamps. So I do love this set that you can purchase on their website right now, that has this sweet rolling pin, whisk, mixer, measuring spoons, which are just adorable, and a little oven mitt, a little hot pad, and then this beautiful apron. So lots of wonderful stamps that you can mix and match in recipe albums and in different ways. Here you can see I stamped this out in some brown ink that's good for watercoloring. I'm getting ready to make projects. And then here is the fruit salad stamps, which are this the month of May, I believe they're released for May. Oh my goodness. It's late, you guys, Friday night. But I'll be doing projects with these coming up. So I'm very excited to have all of these beautiful products. I think this fruit salad stamp is so fun, and I recognize this recipe. It's one that my mom has made, very similar. I think it's almost exact to what she does, but very delicious fruit salad, Dianna, and then these support stamps. And I love that there's the word fruit and then homemade with love from. So I'm hoping there'll be more sentiments in future sets. I'm not exactly sure what all's coming our way, but I know that they're going to be doing some very special things this year, and I'm hoping maybe it'll continue on in future years. We don't know yet, but we'll have to see how this year goes. But I hope that you guys have all gotten in and ordered your stamp sets and are excited to play with both the chocolate chip cookie stamp and the fruit salad stamp. So here's a little swatch card that I've been playing around with just to take a look at the pencil colors. And I haven't numbered mine yet, but I was anxious just to see what the color range was. So I just was kind of playing around and trying to group certain colors together and just kind of see what the color range was. So very, very pretty colors. The colors of the rainbow, so to speak. And then really quick, I'm just going to share a couple projects that I made. And this is going to be for my Saturday Morning Makes video. Originally, I was planning on just doing this as a Friday night video, but I've had something come up tomorrow, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do a video until Sunday. So this is going to be my Saturday Morning Makes, filmed on a Friday evening. It's actually my Friday Morning Makes because I had Friday morning off, and then I worked tonight. So it's about 11 p.m., or I think it might even be closer to midnight now. What time is it? Yeah, it's very close to midnight here in Seattle, so it's almost Saturday Morning Makes. But let me show you what I have to share with you. I did use this beautiful die set called the Whimsical Scallop Tag, and it's die 799-W. It's IO dies, and this is a die that was designed by Anna White, and it's a beautiful tag with a scallop edge and these little holes in the bottom. I love that little decorative detail. And then the other thing that I used was her soup bowls, which is die 1102-W. It's called Soup Bowls. And again, this is by Anna White. You can go to Anna White's channel and be completely inspired by everything that she does. But these are the two dies that I worked with. And I used some laces and some trims, including the trims that I got from Hobby Lobby. I used this beautiful stamp image, the little mixer. And I did use this large scallop rectangle die for the card that I'm going to show you. And then the Copic markers that I used, I'm just going to hold these up in case anybody's interested. So these are the Copic markers that I used to do my coloring of the different projects I'm going to show you. I kept it fairly simple. And then the other thing that I used that you may not be familiar with is I believe this is a Spica glitter pen. But you can tell on the cap that it's like a silver metallic glitter. And this is what the pen looks like. Okay, and I use this to get a metallic effect to the beaters on that little mixer. So I colored the beaters in before trimming this out with this. And then I did want to point out on the image that you can take your craft knife and cut out the inner part of here and also the inner part between the beaters after you trim out the image with your scissor. You can use your craft knife or poke your scissor into the middle and then cut around, okay? But that's how I trim these out, and I'll show you two different ways to do it. Two different ways that I showcased it on the projects I'm going to show you. And then I wanted to mention that when I did the bowls, I'm going to show you the bowls, but I did die cut the bowl a total of 3 times. I die cut it first from a pattern paper, then I die cut it from a thick cardstock to back it with, and then I die cut it a 3rd time to get this extra little piece here that I used to decorate the bowl with, okay? So I did die cut the bowls 3 times for the project I'm gonna show you. All right, so that's everything that I used. Let me put those aside and I'll go ahead and show you what I've created today. And then I'll show you the pieces to one of the, I'll show you as we move through. So this is the card that I created, and this is that beautiful chocolate chip cookie stamp. And I just love this, Dianna. You did such a beautiful job on it. And my grandmother had a yellow cookie jar on her counter in her kitchen. And when you walked into my Grandma Maggie's house, the first thing she always said to you is, "Do you want a cookie?" And I'm not kidding. Without fail, that woman had cookies every time you went to her house. And they weren't from a jar, they were homemade. So she had them in Tupperwares as well as in her cookie jar on top of the counter. And a lot of them were Italian, things like pizzelle and, you know, biscotti. And she always had something to share with us, something called turluck, which is a round ball cookie that is frosted. Oh, those are so good. But she always had cookies, and she had this beautiful yellow cookie jar, which I now have. After she passed away, not too long ago, my mother gave it to me, and it now sits on my counter in my kitchen. And so I wanted to do a yellow cookie jar in honor of my Grandma Maggie, or as my son would call her, Gigi Maggie, great Grandma Maggie. She is no longer with us, and I know she is smiling down from heaven. So to do the jar, I wanted it to look like the jar was rounded. And I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if it shows very well on camera. But I did take a pencil and just roll the edges down on all three sides, as well as on the sides of the lid up here. And then I popped up the middle part on foam tape, and then the edges of the jar are folded down so that it looks rounded. And in person, it looks, it's more apparent than I think it's going to be on camera. But I do love the way this turned out. And I wanted the cookie jar to be overflowing with cookies the way my grandma always had it. She just had cookies everywhere. And she was always baking, and often when we would go over, you would help her either roll out dough or cut up things or mix things or whatever, but we would always be baking, and her kitchen was the heart of the home. And I just love this image because it reminds me so much of baking and everything, which is one of my favorite themes. So just an adorable card. I love how this turned out. I did color it with Copics as well as with some watercolor pencils. I did some highlights around the edges of the cookies. And then I highlighted the jar with some beautiful yellow along the edges and through the lid here. And this is just a gingham paper from Paper Tray Ink. I used a scallop die cut, and I just, this image takes up the card front, so it's just a beautiful focal point. And then on the inside, I just added some simple papers so that this could be used for however I decide to use it. More than likely, I will gift someone some homemade cookies with this. So I just love this beautiful image, and I just thank you, Dianna, and Adornit for bringing us your beautiful recipe images once again in stamp form. I have another project also that I want to share with you. I created some adorable little tags that you could use to give baked goods to also. So I use that adorable little mixer image, and you can see what I mean about cutting out the white part behind. And I wanted to show you, on the first tag I made, I left the white part intact here. I cut it out between the beaters. And then I decided I thought I wanted to do both so that it just looks like the handle of the mixer. So you could do it either way, depending on your personal preference. I think it'd be really cute to have a little stamp that says mix, stir, bake or something here. So you could leave it intact and then put a little stamp here. And I was thinking about writing something in here like baked with love in really tiny letters. So two different ways you could approach it depending on what you wanted to do. And then the bowl, like I said, I cut it 3 times. I paper pieced this part onto it, and then I added this little line and then colored this line in, which is part of the die. And just to get a nice looking bowl on there. The paper that I used is from a Rala Mija shop. It's that Petite Flowers 2 print. And my code JillMay22 is still good through May 30th. So if you're interested in getting a 15% discount at a Rala Mija shop, her papers are still on sale through the 30th. Okay, so I just think these turned out so cute, and I did tie them through with some calico ribbon or calico fabric cut into strips, as well as some of this ribbon from Hobby Lobby. And on the back, I stamped the Homemade with Love From, which is from that set that I showed you a few minutes ago. It's the fruit salad add-on, okay? And there's that sentiment right there, homemade with love. So that is what this sentiment is. And then this is the little measuring spoons, and I did color them with that Spica pen so that it has kind of a silver metallic sheen to it, as well as glitter. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but this is such a cute little image, and I just thought it would be so cute. You can sign what you want to sign here and then still have a little emblem on the back. But I just think these turned out so cute. And then on the back of this one, I did the homemade with love, and I added the little oven mitt. So just a wonderful set of tags. And then of course I had to make one that reminded me of my grandmother, so I thought I would show you the different pieces and how they came together. So here's the mixer, and you can see how I cut out the center and cut out the center there between the beaters. I did color this with that Spica pen so you can see the silver sheen on the beaters. And then I just, on this particular one, my grandmother Joyce used to have a bowl that was kind of this beautiful golden color, almost like a Cath Kidston bowl. And that's where I got the idea to do these bowls like this. And what's neat is there are slits in here so that you can tuck the beaters down inside. And so I got that all ready to go on the front. And then to make your tag, you do a pattern paper piece and then a thick 110 cardstock piece. And I turn it over and I glue these together like this to make a nice thick tag. On this one I added a rolling pin and that homemade with love. And then you're just going to pop up your bowl and your little mixer on pop dots. Okay, and like I said, you could leave this piece in if you wanted to put a little sentiment here. There's also room if you wanted to put a sentiment here somehow, or you've seen me do this many times where you can attach a tag up here, an additional tag off to the side, and you could put a sentiment on a supporting tag that would hang down. So lots of different ideas, but I just thought I would show you these 3 sweet little tags, and then I'm going to tie this one off with these ribbons here, but I didn't do it just because I wanted you to be able to see all the individual pieces and how the tag comes together. So that is this episode of Saturday Morning Makes, and a Dianna Marcum moment, or an Adornit moment, if you will, and some projects showcasing these beautiful products from Adornit and from Dianna Marcum's illustrations and her beautiful art. So I hope that you guys, if you're able to join in the club, the stamp club, and purchase some of these beautiful Dianna Marcum images to treasure, what a blessing that would be to be able to play with them. I know that I'm very grateful to be part of the design team and to receive the stamps as part of my design team packages. So thank you to everyone at Adornit and to Dianna. And I thank you guys for watching my channel, for supporting Saturday Morning Makes. I hope to be back with you this weekend to share some additional things. I had hoped to share a lot more tonight, but it just isn't happening because of some schedule changes. So I did want to come on and say one other thing. Peachy Keen Stamps is having a big sale for Memorial Day weekend. They're doing 15% off their entire store. They have some items in clearance. The 15% off also goes to the clearance items. You do not need a code. You just go and shop and the 15% off is taken off automatically. And that sale is going on. It started tonight, Friday. It's going Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Okay, and it's about midnight here Friday night. I guess it's like 12:01 Saturday morning right now. But don't forget to visit Peachy Keen. Don't forget about my code at Arala Miha's shop for her papers. It's JillMay22. It's also for 15% off through the 30th. And then, of course, visit Adornit and get signed up for the Kit Club if you haven't and you're interested in these beautiful images from Dianna Marcum's artistry and from Adornit, who is bringing them to us. And I am so excited to be sharing projects using all these beautiful products. So everyone have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your Saturday morning making, and enjoy touring the hyperlink Satmorn Makes this weekend to see what everybody's creating. I always enjoy the heck out of that. It's the favorite part of my weekend, especially when I finally get some down minutes where I can just relax. And the first thing I like to do is just go look at art. So thanks to everybody that joins in. Each one of you is so very special. And I send my love out to all of you that are sick or going through hard things. So many of my friends have shared things that they're going through right now. So my heart and prayers are always with you. And my heart is especially with all the people in Texas. All the people that have lost children and family members from the shooting. It just brings everything back. Sandy Hook and so many other shootings that have occurred. And my heart and prayers are with their families and their friends and everybody that loved these people that are no longer with us. My heart breaks for their families. It's just something that you never get over. You just get through it the best you can. So prayers and hugs to all of them and to all of you. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye now.